Welcome and welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Corey, and today we got something a little different. Today we're gonna be going through the Washington Wizards off-season moves, what I feel like their future's gonna look like. We're gonna look at the summer league roster, just everything Washington Wizards that I want to kind of get out and talk about and look into. That's what we're gonna do here today. And I'm not even gonna talk your head off too much. We're just gonna get right into it, and we're not even gonna do no cuts. Hold on, look at we upgrading in here. We upgrading. But yeah, getting right into it. Here we got the 2026 Summer League roster. If you don't know, tonight, AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson will be going head to head at about, I think, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I will be locked in on the couch tuning into that. But looking at this roster, truth be told, these first like four dudes, I don't know too much about. Reese Beekman sounds kind of familiar. But outside of him, I don't really know what this top four got going on. But obviously, we got AJ DeBonsa, Trae Johnson. AJ DeBonsa is listed as a guard and a forward. I think that's important. Trae Johnson coming in at 6'5", I believe. Nah, that's probably about the same as last year. Chris Livingston, Damari Monsanto. I don't know who those two are. RJ Nembhard, I've heard of. I think he played with the Kings Summer League roster over in Salt Lake or in Sacramento, one of the two, but he's been playing already. Felix Okpara, our second round pick from this 2026 draft, 6'11". I thought he was like 6'10". Man, that's good. Juju Reese is on the roster. Kadari Richmond is somebody I'm really excited, and I hope that we can find like a two-way spot for him. Will Riley, I'm obviously excited to see listed at 6'9". Seth Trimble, another guy I'm excited to see as a UNC fan. It would be nice to have him have a couple plays, and even if he doesn't make our roster, I do kind of want to see if he ends up somewhere at least on a two-way. And of course, Jameer Watkins, who we just re-signed on a two-way, is 6'7" now. I believe he was 6'6" last year, so that's really good. But yeah, not too crazy. Not like last year where we kind of were like pretty stacked, where we had Sar and Keyshawn and Bub and all those guys. Like it was a pretty stacked team, all things considered, but nothing crazy going on here. But obviously the star of the show is gonna be AJ, so we're gonna see how he's gonna come out night one tonight. Trae Johnson, I think, has a lot to show. I think if he can show some improvement on the defensive end, and I personally would love to see him on ball a little bit more. I think that he could be like a starting two guard and a backup one, to Trae Young. And I think if he could show a little bit more, like bringing the ball up, setting the offense, being a play initiator with his combination of being like one of the best shooters in the league, I think that'll be really good for him. I kind of want the same thing for Will Riley. I think that he can be a big guard, like a point forward, and be able to initiate the offense and bring the ball up. Obviously, we know that he can get to the rim. I would love to see if he's improved his shot at all over the summer. And obviously, we got to take a lot of summer league with a grain of salt because it is summer league, but you just want to see improvement from your guys, and you just want to see that everybody got better, and summer league is a good place to do it. And Jameer Watkins, another guy, I don't really want him on the ball too much, but I would like to see him improve his three-point shot. Obviously, we know that he can defend at a very, very, very high level, but improve his shot, be able to attack closeouts, and just kind of do what he's been doing, really, and just look better at it. I'm really excited to see this roster. I'll probably be tuned in for most, if not all, of these games. Definitely the games that AJ will be playing in. But we're gonna take a little pivot, and let's get into Fanspo. I want to get into not Fanspo. What is it? Spotrac. My bad, guys. It's my first day out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I want to get into Spotrac and kind of looking at our cap situation and our roster now. Disclaimer: I'm no cap space junkie or nothing like that. But we just gonna kind of go through and look at the roster in totality, and obviously we're gonna look at the cap situation as well. Starting off with Anthony Davis, and a lot of trade talks over this offseason. Obviously, the front office loves him. It's looking like we're not gonna trade him. I hope that they're not signaling to extend him. Even if AD were to have a really, really good year, really healthy year, extending him on a max would be, I think that would be really, really stupid if you ask me. Moving on to Trae Young, obviously we know that he just re-signed, I believe it was 4 years, like 2 something, 49 this year, 50 the next year, 54 the year after that, and a player option in 2029 for 58. So really, well, not really, but I mean, it's a player option, but still really a 3-year deal. I'm not sure how much it is guaranteed, but at least as it stands in 2028, he would only be taking up 29, just about 30% of the cap. Is pretty much the same for the rest of these years. But I personally don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I think Trae Young is, he can be a bridge point guard and our future point guard at the same time. Because right now we don't really have a point guard for him to bridge to. So you get somebody who can be a 20 and 11 guy on a nightly basis and can really, really help these young guys improve on the offensive end. Obviously, he's going to need some defensive infrastructure, but when you have Alex Sarr and when you have Anthony Davis on that back line, you kind of feel more comfortable with a point guard like Trae Young in your repertoire. Moving on to AJ Devonsa, obviously we know what he is. We're going to see what he's about tonight. Alex Sarr, $12 million this year, and then I believe, a team option. Hold on, we can see how much is guaranteed. Oh no, it doesn't show it for them, but none of this is guaranteed for Alex Sarr. Obviously his extension's probably going to be coming up pretty soon. I believe this is the last year of the team option, and then of course we have Bilal, who if we don't extend now, he's going to go into restricted free agency next year. I'm kind of hoping that we can get him locked up. I really don't want to see what the market would be for him in restricted free agency, even though the market's been kind of slim, at least as far as free agency wise this year. If you're not like in a star, everybody else seems to be taking like bet on myself deals, but I don't really want to take that risk with Bilal. I love Bilal. I still think that he has a lot to improve on. I think he has a lot of room to grow. So I would really like to see that happen in Washington. Obviously, we have Trae Young, who I just spoke on in the summer league. He still has his 2-year team option, so we don't got to worry about paying him. We just traded for DeAndre Ayton. We just traded for Chris Middleton back. Super masterful trade work from the Washington Wizards front office on this Chris Middleton trade, keeping us under that first apron. Cam Whitmore, I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be on this team. Obviously, super exciting, super athletic, but I think that he's just going to be weeded out by the depth we have at our wings. So hopefully we can send him off somewhere where he can get some minutes and get some play and, be able to show his skills. But I don't think that's going to be here in DC. Bub Carrington, obviously, he's going to need to improve a lot because I think of all the young guys that we have, he may be the odd one out when it comes to, hey, we got to make a decision on some guys to trade to really start competing. I think Bub is going to be like at the top of that list, unfortunately, is because Bub is another guy I love. I love all these guys on this roster pretty much, but I think Bub is probably the most expendable of the young guys. And I think he just really needs to have a really good year. I wish that he played in summer league, but I kind of get why he didn't. He done played 82 games 2 years in a row. The man needs a break somewhere. So he just has to show some really good improvement, especially getting to the rim once the season starts. Will Riley, probably my favorite, we'll say second favorite guy on this roster. I love Will Riley. 6'9", 6'10", can handle the rock, can get downhill. I think he's a better shooter than he showed last year, and hopefully that he can show that in the summer league and the rest of the year. But I think that he's going to be really good for us, whether he's a six man off the bench or, eventually we move off of AD and he's starting at the 2, 3, or 4. I think he could start at any of those spots alongside, you see Keyshawn George right here, another guy who I think could start at the 2, 3, or 4 next to AJ and next to Will. And I think it gives us a lot of versatility at our wing spot and guard spot, and even a little bit of forward. Obviously, a lot of these guys need to put on some weight if they're going to play the 4. But it gives us a lot of positional versatility and positional speed. So it gives Brian Keefe a lot of lineup options that he can go out with. And to the bottom of this list, Tristan Vukcevic, another guy who I think is probably going to be a little expendable. Not that anybody would really want him. I don't think there's much of a market for him. But if we can get a couple second round picks or something for him, hey, cool. Justin Champagnie, another guy who's maybe on the trade market. I've been seeing a lot of Wizards fans saying like, "Hey, we need to keep him. We need to keep him." And I saw somebody say that what did his brother get, like 3 years, like 50 million or something. That's not. He was saying that that's gonna be the contract we're gonna have to pay for Justin. No, it's not. Justin is not half the shooter that his brother is. So I don't think that we're gonna have to pay him 30 million in a contract. But even still, Justin is probably the most expendable man on this roster right now, not named Anthony Davis. Really, really good, like, hustle guy, get on the boards, defend, can shoot a little bit, but he also has like the lowest contract on here, as you can see. The lowest, well, shit, it's not even guaranteed. I was gonna say the lowest guaranteed money, but the lowest hit to the salary cap as it stands right now. So being able to find minutes for him, and we know that his trade market is pretty significant there, especially there's been a lot of rumors that OKC might be interested. If we can get in maybe a first or a couple seconds and another young like guard or young big, I'd be cool with that in a departure for Justin Champagnie. And of course we have Jameer Watkins, Julian Reese, and Felix Okpara rounding out the roster. If I had to predict the starting lineup for night number 1, I would go obviously Trae Young. Me personally, and it pains me because I love Bilal. At the 2, I would go Keyshawn. Obviously, AJ at the 3, Sar at the 4, AD at the 5. And then we have Bilal, Will Riley, and Bub, and Trey Johnson, the first guys off the bench. I think that's a solid, really, really solid lineup, especially in that starting 5. We know Trae Young is an offensive engine. Anthony Davis is a great pick and roll guy. Alex Sars, he wasn't a great pick and roll guy, but him in a short roll and being able to have options to kick out, that's a strong suit of his. I think the shooting is going to be a little skeptical. If AJ can knock it down, it would help us out a lot. And obviously we know Keyshawn can knock down some threes. And if Alex Sar can improve his 3-point percentage, that would be amazing for this lineup. But I like it. Obviously, we're gonna have to see how it is on night number 1, but I believe that that's probably our best lineup. I think that we could be like a probably 6 seed at most. I definitely feel like we're a play-in team. Now let's get into this Trae Young thing a little bit more. Here we go. Full contract, 4 years, $212. 4th year is a player option, and I mean, if I was him, I would pick that up when that time comes, regardless. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are not a fan of this contract, which I mean is cool. But at the same time, what the fuck else are we gonna do? What else are we gonna do with $212 million? Who else are we gonna go sign? I see somebody say they would rather have Colin Gillespie at, what is it, like 4 years, 30 or something for Trae Young instead of Trae Young. Boy, you're crazy. You're crazy. The Trae Young disrespect is absolutely insane. Even in 15 games this year, 18 points, 8 assists, 45% from the field, 33% from the 3 is low, but whatever. 15 games. But you look at the rest of his career. 76 games, 54, 73, 76, 60, 60, 81. Trae Young is not a super injury prone guy, so I don't know where that's coming from. Obviously, he's had his mishaps over last year, only playing 15 games and a little bit in 2023 where he only played 54. But other than that, consistent, basically a 20-point scorer in his entire career, averaging 30 in year 2, assist leader in 2024. 3-point percentage could be a little bit better, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, hey, if a guy's giving me 24 and 11 and even a steal a game at his size on defense, I'm cool with 34% from the 3, especially with his volume. I'm cool with that. High volume 3-point shooter, offensive engine, gets his guys involved. Like, the disrespect is crazy, bro. It's absolutely insane. Like, Trae Young, at the very, very least, is a top 15 point guard in this league. Now, if Trae Young plays up to this contract to where people are saying, hey, like, it's not a bad contract, Trae Young is a top 5 point guard in this league. Point blank, simple. I think he can get to that level. I think this is the most talented team Trae Young has been around in his entire career. And I think he's ready to show, like, he got that chip on his shoulder. So he's definitely ready to show the league and show the world that, hey, like, don't forget y'all can't forget about me, because when I'm on the court, I'm really like that. I'm really one of them. But yeah, I personally love Trae Young. The contract is a little questionable, but I'm not mad at it. And I think that he's gonna do really well here in DC. He's got a lot to prove, and I love Trae Young with a lot to prove. We're gonna move on to Anthony Davis now. We're gonna get to Anthony Davis, back to Anthony Davis right now. Like I said, I'm really not a fan of extending Anthony Davis. Truth be told, I'd rather him just pick up this player option and be gone, or even if he just wants to decline the player option and be gone. We obviously know he's gonna want his money though, so he's probably gonna pick it up. But like $62 million for what would be a 34, 35-year-old Anthony Davis, not a fan. Not a fan at all. Not a fan at all. We can obviously go through his laundry list of an injury history. I mean, missed every game as a Wizard. I mean, I think this was like second or third game with Dallas. Missed 2 games with an abdominal, 18 games with an adductor. Well, shit, was it 18, 19, 20? 21 games with an adductor, 14 games with a calf, some more calf stuff, some more groin stuff. Then obviously the hand injury last year, shortly before he got traded. And of course, we could go through the laundry list in Los Angeles. I mean, it's filling up the whole screen. I'm still going. And then we get to New Orleans. Like, New Orleans is the entire screen. Like, this man's never on the court. He's never on the court. But obviously, we know when he is on the court, like, he's another guy that's one of them ones. Like, basically averaging 20 his entire career. Basically averaging a double-double his entire career. Like, a block, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks. Like, really good defender, as we know. Never really been the best 3-point shooter, but who really cares when you're averaging 24, 25, 28? I mean, like, who really cares? But I think he could be really good for us. Like, I really do think that he could be really good for us. Obviously, if he's on the floor. If he's not on the floor, shit, I don't know. Obviously, he can't be good for anybody off of the floor. But him next to Alex Sarr and kind of mentoring him and being the Twin Towers here in DC, I think that'll really help Alex and us as a team. I think Anthony Davis can kind of come in and even if he's not a part of our future, he can push his market value up, and maybe we can really get a good return, especially considering that we didn't give up. We basically gave up nothing. We just got Chris Middleton back, who we gave up in that trade. Dallas just traded AJ Johnson, who we gave them in that trade. And who else? It was somebody else. Somebody else in the trade that's kind of like, I think it was, no, it wasn't Jaden Hardy. Was it? I don't know. Anyways, we basically gave up, it was Marvin Bagley. We basically gave up nobody because Marvin Bagley, he just signed with, I believe, I forgot who he signed with, but he's not with Dallas. So they have none of the players that we gave them in Anthony Davis trade. And we gave them 2 firsts that aren't even ours and a couple second-round picks. Cool with me. So if we can get a return for even a solid player that's really going to play, or a first-round pick for Anthony Davis down the line, hey, we flipped fucking Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and Marvin Bagley and a couple paper clips and a bag of chips for a return on Anthony Davis, what would be hopefully a really good player or a first round pick. I'm cool with that. Really cool with that. But as it stands right now, AD is making 35% of the cap. Like, these 2 guys right here, Anthony Davis and Trae Young, are making up 65% of the cap. Which, I mean, you look at the rest, like, this is the time to go and do that. AJ's only making 14, Sarr's making 12, Bilal's making 9, Trae 8, Aiden at 8, Chris Middleton's 5, 4, 3. Like, this is like a cheap team outside of those 2. So, like, if there was a time to go and say, hey, we're gonna give these guys the money before we have to pay our guys, it's right now. Especially when Bilal is, I believe, the only guy really up for an extension right now. And I think Alex Sarr is in another 2 years. Keyshawn's going to be in another 2 years. We got 3 years on Will Riley, 2 years on Bub, 3 years on Trae Johnson. Like, we have time. Like, a lot of Wizards fans are panicking. Like, we have time to pay our guys, and that's fine. Truthfully, even if we do extend AD, if we extend him right now and kind of wash away this player option and we can extend it to 2028, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. If it's, especially if it's descending, like we can give him his money now and kind of maybe give him like 40, 50, low 50 right here at 2028 when we have to pay Sar and we have to pay Keyshawn. I think Bub will probably be on his way out if that's the case. But if we got to pay Sar and Keyshawn and we already got Bilal back, or whatever happens with Bilal, and we can extend AD to 2028 on a descending deal, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm cool with that. We have time to figure things out. But as of right now, let's focus on getting these guys in the play-in, getting these guys in the playoffs, getting them some experience, and trying to make a run. Because Lord knows, we haven't had anything decent in DC since goddamn John Wall and RG3. We haven't had anything decent since then. Now, obviously, the Commanders are doing their thing with Jaden Daniels right now. And the hockey team's always been solid. The Mystics, we got our two young girls up there. And now the Wizards are here. Like, DC is like really, really, like, it's here. DC is finally here, bro. 24 years of my life, I've been struggling to be a Washington Wizards fan, Washington Commanders fan my entire life. Laughed at, joked on, whatever you want to say, it's happened to me. But now we finally in a spot where we can be proud of being a fan, and we have some pride, some future. Like, it's exciting, and I'm really, really excited to see what the season has in store. I absolutely cannot wait for the season to start. And like I said, tonight, 9 p.m., I will be tuned in to AJ. I know he's going to give work to DP. I just wonder if DP is going to give it back. I hope it's a really good game. I know AJ is going to do his thing. I know Darren Peterson's going to do his thing. I hope everybody else shows up. So we have a really, really good game tonight. But if you enjoyed that video, make sure you leave a like, sub up if you're new. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the Washington Wizards, and give me a prediction on their record in this season and where you think they're going to finish in the standings. As we know, free agency has been really, really crazy. So I've been waiting to do my video once we kind of get, I think once Bron and Duran, once we figure out what's going on with them, I'm going to do my off-season video, my off-season recap video. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. Like I said, if you aren't subbed up, make sure you sub up. If you're new, turn them noty bells on, man. You're going to want to be here for everything hoops content in your life. You're going to want to be here. But yeah, it's been your boy Corey, man, and I'm out.